No position in American sports feels the pressure or the weight on their shoulders like a quarterback. Hopes and dreams of an entire fan base of teams ride on whether their signal caller can lead them to glory. And boy, what a matchup of two elite dudes we have in this one. Welcome to the home of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. As we'll see a participant from last year's playoff, the Indiana Hoosiers, taking on the 21st ranked team in the land, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Alabama about to kick off to get things started. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Johnson wants to throw it. Working that left side now. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance.
And here's a fumble way behind the line. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. And they turn it into a defensive score.
It's really hard as a quarterback because you got your eyes downfield. You're trying to find an open guy. You're trying to negotiate the rush, and all of a sudden people are swatting at the ball. They hit you. They knock it out. Got to do a better job next time of keeping two hands on the ball so you don't get it scooped or scored like what happened right there.
And he added the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it out. It's Brady. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. First snap of this drive will come from inside the 15 at their own 14-yard line. To the air on first down. Catch in the middle, it's Marshall.
It's early in the game, and as offenses try to get their rhythm, these easy completions are very important because that's what helps you get your feet underneath you as an offense and as a unit. And hopefully, as this game goes on, they'll be able to rev up and get more aggressive taking shots.
Looking for a gap, it's Marshall. And the Hoosiers will move the sticks.
And this is a guy that can find you the hidden yardage. That play, he just pushes the pile to get that first down.
They'll snap it from the 25 here on first down. They'll ride the hot hand. At the 35, he's open. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's first down.
But right away after picking up the first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back. And I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on first down. You're starting like that. Now what opens up? Play action. Now you're making me play pass and run. This offense, if they can create that run physicality, now it opens up everything else.
The Hoosiers with the 1st and 10. Johnson looking to throw. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Sometimes it takes quarterbacks a few plays to really get into the rhythm of the game and not force things. I think the quarterback that time was really trying to force the ball to his wide receiver, but against man coverage, there were other guys on that play that were open that could have had a chance. So this quarterback just needs to settle down a little bit. He won't be throwing as many incompletions if he just lets the coverage tell him where to go.
And that can be frustrating to watch running backs not make plays like a receiver, but they're not a receiver. And a lot of times when they have the guys around them, the focus that receivers have it doesn't exist in them. And you can tell just dropped the football, lost a little bit of focus, but I think those footsteps were close enough where he heard it.
They've got it inside the 30. They'll mark it at the 28. It's first down. Offense about to reel off its 7th play of the drive. Wants to go up top on first down. Catch in the middle. It's Barker. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line.
And that's why QBs love their tight ends so much, right? Especially when they're athletic, because they make short throws turn into long gains. Because of his ability after the catch, it's so unique and special. He is dominant in this offense.
Sets up the screen. And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Hoosiers!
Well, I know it's a very small sample size, and we've got a lot of football to go this year, but what can you say about this offense? How explosive and impressive they look. Top 5 in the nation in scoring, and you can see why. They've got speed and playmakers all over the field.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The give to the tailback. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet is available here on second down.
And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Might be changing the route. Toss to the outside. He showed off a few moves, but not enough to get away from all of those defenders as they stop him for a loss.
Man, this is a defense that prides themselves on stopping the run, and that is a huge statement on their opponent's opening drive of the game. 3rd and short, they don't just get a stop. They get a tackle for loss. That sends a very clear message that they're going to be the...
He's got it, first down and more. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10. Looking for a man. It's Manning. Unloads it left. Tremendous awareness along the sideline and the ability to get the foot down for the big pickup. This Alabama offense is clicking. They're set up with another first down. The give to the running back from the shotgun. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get these running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Back to pass on second down. A little screen to the running back. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. The Crimson Tide a long, long way from the line to gain here on third down. From the gun, wants to pass. Looking to the big tight end. He makes the catch. Gets it all the way inside the 20-yard line to the 19 before being hauled down.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
Toss sweep to the right. Sweep cut there. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening. First and goal from the 9.
Offense goes toss play to the right. Now, defensively, if you're going to stop these perimeter runs, your DBs better be able to get off blocks and go make a tackle. And right now, this secondary, they look like they're struggling trying to handle the run game.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Looking to throw, it's Manning. Trying to find the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama! The finisher, the exclamation point on that drive.
And this connection is on fire to start the season. Not one, not two, 3 games in a row he's got a receiving touchdown. They continue to find the playmaker, and I don't think it's going to end after game 3.
And the extra point is good. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. He'll bring it out. It's Brady. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Lost a throw on first down. That's reeled in. It's Barney.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
And the Hoosiers can really attack on this second and short. Wants to go up top. Looking down the middle. He's got an open man. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down. And they've swapped into the field, and we'll get it going in the second. So first down here as they go back to work. Johnson wants to throw it. Scrambling away. Creates a little space. Quarterback gets the first down. Guided out of bounds at the 22. A good play for this offense as they are threatening to score.
And you're seeing here the difficulties defenses have trying to contain this guy. If you leave a lane open or you don't sack him right away, you allow him to get outside the pocket, he is going to take off, and he is very difficult to tackle in the open field. He's got running back-like ability out in space.
Oh, they're after him. The short hands, it's Marshall. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
Hey, man, I played with Tiki Barber and the Giants, Frank Gore and the 49ers, LaDainian Tomlinson in the Senior Bowl. These guys wanted to catch passes in our offense. Even though they knew sometimes they were the third or fourth read in the progression, they were hoping I was going to throw them a football. And it is so nice as a quarterback to know that you've got running backs like that that want to be involved in the passing game.
Line getting set on second down. Back to pass. Hauls it in. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score. The Hoosiers will hustle to the line. The snap sets up the throw. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. Touchdown, Indiana! Made the grab and took it on in for the score.
And I like this offense not panicking, executing on this drive, and driving down the field and tying this football game up. I love the no panic, just stay chill, and now we got ourselves a football game.
And the extra point is good. After that latest answer ties things up, just about set to kick it away again. And it'll come out to the 25, no attempt at a return. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Might be calling a hot route. Off play action on first down. Showing the arm strength to the left. Flags flying as the pass is incomplete. Let's see what the call is. They'll decline the penalty here and let the result of that play stand. Here comes the offense on second down. Back to pass, it's Manning. By himself, he makes the grab. He's loose down the left side. He's at the 10, and he just kept running, and he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown time!
And unbelievable timing with the quarterback and wide receiver. Get it to him in his hands, right on his frame where he can run after the catch and do some serious damage.
And that's why he's so dangerous, because of that ability after the catch. For these DBs in this game, you've got to tackle the reception, because if you don't get him down, he's taking it to the house.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Looking to throw on first down. Throws to the back. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands.
I know that one falls incomplete, but I love the idea of finding ways to get this running back the ball, right? You can hand it off to him. He's got really good hands. Already has a few catches in this game. I think you keep trying to leak him out of the backfield and let him take advantage of this defense throwing the ball.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Looking to fire. Makes the grab. It's Cooper. That'll be a gain of about 7. Leaves him with 3rd and 3.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
They'll try to get it through the air. Caught over the middle. It's Cooper. Love to see these 3rd down conversions on offense, and they're out to their own 39-yard line. And the Hoosiers will snap it on 1st and 10. Johnson looking to throw. Time to take a shot. And it goes through his hands. Oh, he had an explosive play right there for the taking, but couldn't reel it in.
Well, on defense, they know that this offense is going to try and take shots. They're going to try and keep their secondary players in a position to make these types of plays. Good job on the back end forcing that incompletion.
Lets it fly. Complete to the left. And he was on his way, and they get him down at the 30.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at them. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming.
We know about this running back's versatility, and he's made some plays in this game so far, catching the ball. That time, though, he had no shot. Defender bearing down on him. They're able to get the hit and make sure it falls incomplete.
Intercepted. Big play stops the drive.
And you wonder if that interception is going to bring this guy back down to reality a little bit. He was lights out early in this game. Everything he was throwing was right on the money, and that might have been a decision where he got a little bit greedy, and David, the defense made him pay.
And this defense has seen it time and time. They've been throwing the football, having success. Nice job adjusting, breaking on the football, making a play. They needed to break serve. They needed something to happen to go their way to kind of mess this guy's rhythm up. That might be the start of it.
The Crimson Tide just hoping at least to get some of the yardage back here on second down. Wide receiver comes in motion. Second down, he'll throw it. Grabbed in the middle, it's Williams. Tackled there by the defense.
And I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
He's going to let it go. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's fourth down.
Third and short like that on your own side of the field, you're just looking for a quick hitter. You're trying to get the ball out of your hand quickly, but the timing completely off there for the offense, and the ball falls incomplete.
On fourth down, looking for the completion. Unloads to the wideout. Makes the grab, plenty for the first down. Good job running that route to get past the sticks because he got nothing after the catch.
And they're showing you their intentions early in the game. It's fourth down, you're in your own end. We're going to be aggressive, and we're not just going to do this early. We're going to do this all game long. Awesome execution on a critical down.
And winning first downs is a priority for a defense, and you can't get bludgeoned. You can't get physically beat at the point of attack. You know the percentages. It's usually pretty good on first down that they're going to run the football. So them getting that big chunk, getting in second and short, not a good job by this defense.
The Crimson Tide can dig into that playbook here on second and short. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and they'll talk it over to see if they can build on this lead before halftime. Second down coming up. From the gun, they'll try the middle. Looks as if the Crimson Tide will have the first down.
All right, nothing flashy there. He just did what it took to get the first down.
It'll be a first down from the 49-yard line. Wide receiver going in motion. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
Well, I love the aggressive nature of the defense on that play. Everybody playing with eye discipline. They saw the pre-snap motion. They knew who had the football. And you saw guys play with excellent instinct, running downhill and making a tackle.
He might want another play. Off the play fake. Quarterback adapting. Escapes trouble. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. Alabama with a ton of ground to cover on this third down. Wants to throw. It's Manning. On the run, still looking. On the move to the right and looking for a big one. Makes the grab, gets the foot down, just precision execution on that big play.
And that is such an accurate throw. It's one thing to do it from the pocket when you have your feet set underneath you, but when you can get outside, off schedule, on the move, and throw a dart like that, that is just big time, and the offense gets a huge explosive play.
Got it into the red zone, dragged down at the 18-yard line.
Sometimes in your playbook, you have run plays that are called run-it runs. You leave the play on no matter what look the defense gives you. That time the defense was blitzing, but they just kept the play on. That is an attitude-type run that you can run into any kind of look, and it paid off for them.
When the offense gets in those multiple tight end looks, you kind of have a good understanding of what's coming. You don't know where the ball's going necessarily, but they'll put those big old bodies in there to block, to move people, to put more mass on the field, especially once you get in this red area where you have to be able to run the football effectively. Those passing windows tend to shrink a lot.
near the sticks. It's Williams. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense. First and goal from the 7. Just moments ago, Alabama was feeling the shadow of its own goalpost, and now the Tide generating momentum. A first down run in the red zone. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4. Second and goal coming up. Tries again to get it in. And he'll be stuffed. Got nothing. Line of scrimmage still at the 4. The offense quickly calls timeout to stop the clock. They'll break out the Wildcat to try to move the chains. On the direct snap, it's Brown. Now the toss. Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a third down stop. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. So with only seconds left in the half, here comes the field goal unit. He'll boot it from the left side, and from this distance, that angle ought to be fairly easy. Didn't make him sweat at all. It's good. And that will extend their lead even further. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. The Hoosiers will kick it off to start the second half. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Keeping it on the ground to open the second half. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Off play action. Moving out of the pocket. He can't make the connection. It'll be incomplete. He can scramble but couldn't create anything there. Not sure exactly what went haywire there, but the timing was just off.
And that's your job as a defense, right? You got to find a way to disrupt the timing and jam wide receivers or get to the quarterback and make him feel uncomfortable, but you can't let that timing be easy and effortless. Nice job by the defense.
Well, their defense did a great job deep in their own end, right? Getting the turnover on downs, and now the offense is starting to pay that off. On the third play of this drive, third down, they're able to run it, pick up the first, they stay on the field, and they're going to try and churn this thing out.
The give to the back. Breaks into the open. Pass to Stetson, still on his feet. Brought down at the 46, but he got 10 on the play.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wondered maybe in the second half.
And the heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45. The number one job is to protect your quarterback, and they weren't able to do it long enough that time.
This offensive line, Reese, they've got to do a better job communicating pre-snap and try and figure out which people on defense are going to be rushing the passer. Right now, this offense just looks confused up front.
Nothing open downfield, so he'll just toss it away.
This offense really is putting themselves behind the 8 ball right now on this drive. Sack first down. You've just thrown an incompletion, so third in California. Defense knows you're probably going to throw it. What can you dial up here?
The Crimson Tide looking for a big play to convert on third down. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Even if they don't convert, picking up a few would give them a decision to make on 4th down. It's 3rd and long from the 45. Under fire. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33. The Crimson Tide will bring the punt team on the field. First time today we've seen a punter go to work. Takes it on the return. He couldn't find much running room there. Didn't get a lot of blocking, and he'll step out of bounds. They'll put it in play from the 36 for the first play of the drive. Johnson wants to throw it. Pulls it in. It's Marshall. Stopped at the 47 after a 10-yard gain. And the Hoosiers in the hurry-up.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. You just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
That is just a sideline credit. Throw, catch, toe drag, everything you want.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take.
He makes a grab, and he will score. Touchdown, Hoosiers! Quick strike touchdown comes out and jump-starts the offense.
And, man, we see this in college football, so much explosiveness and firepower, and we get high-scoring game after high-scoring game, and it looks like we're on pace for one of those right now.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Goes to the option. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
When you play the option and you play this responsibility football, sometimes your eyes can get lost. They didn't on that play. Nice job honing in, getting in there quickly, getting the quarterback to the ground.
Last run didn't get much. Ball's at their own 26. Here's 2nd and 9. Wants to go up top. Throws to the tight end. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete.
Nothing the receiver could have done on that play, guys. You're not expecting the ball to be thrown behind you like that, especially in the quick game.
Alabama with a lot of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. Some early movement along the offensive line, and they'll walk it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Here on 3rd down for this offense. Back to throw. It's Manning. Shoots it to the left. Almost intercepted, and what a momentum swing that could have been, but they still force a 4th down.
This game just feels so different than it did in the first half. After that incompletion, now setting up 4th down, they only have a 1-possession lead. Things were looking so much better earlier in the game. They're going to have to get it together throwing the football if they want to win this game.
Boy, if they don't convert this 4th down, there will be questions to be answered. Quarterback making adjustments. On 4th down, they'll throw for it. Going for it all. And they gambled in their own end, and now they give up really good field position.
That's a gutsy call. And I know the analytics world says to go for it more often, but when you're in your own territory and now you turn the football over to the other team, points are so much easier to get. Obviously, I know, Jesse, it didn't take a color commentator to figure that out.
And he drops it. Just took his eye off of it at the last minute.
And know the offense came into this game expecting to have some success throwing the football, and right after getting a takeaway right outside of the red zone, they try to do just that. The one-on-one matchups are going to be there in this game. That time, though, the defense did a better job making a play, forcing the incompletion.
Turning it on! That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. The Hoosiers head quickly to the line. They turn to the passing game on 3rd and short. Bought a little time, lets it go. Caught, close to the marker, it's Marshall. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's 1st and goal from the 7.
I love when QBs break the pocket and still look to attack. Because as soon as you break the pocket, I'm thinking, oh man, he's going to take off and run, and I might come up.
Touchdown, Indiana! And that one will put them up here in the 2nd half. This game must be moving so slowly for this quarterback. He sees everything 2 or 3 beats ahead.
Way ahead. I mean, it's been really, really easy. I better get some more hits on him. I better do something to make him feel uncomfortable. Because right now, it's just like, oh, you're running that? Yeah, that's easy. I mean, he's already read your mail. You better change the address and do something different.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. A little wrinkle here as they go to the Wildcat and use the extra blocker. On the snap, it's Brown. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
This offense is perfectly fine with a little game because they're going to make you tackle this all game long. They're going to make you think all game long. So they'll keep running it ad nauseum and just wait for that one opportunity when you don't do your assignment.
Off the bootleg, looking to fire. Fires downfield. Pulls it in.
All right, defense, you know coming into this game you're playing a fast quarterback. You know it's not going to be easy getting him on the ground. You got to start thinking about how you're pass rushing. You know, rushing right up the middle and allowing him to get outside, it's going to be a tough task.
Off the bootleg and rolling out. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And you got to expect this offense to go for it again here on 4th down, right? Obviously trailing, we're in the 2nd half, but we saw them try to go for it on 4th down early. Didn't have any success. They've got to dial up a better play here.
Oh, man, this could have disaster written all over it. Going for it inside their own 40. On 4th down, trying to find his man. Intercepted, and the defense has set him up. Didn't get a chance to show off those return skills, but he gives his offense the ball at the 29. Touch pass on the jet sweep. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, David. It puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of the spot.
Johnson looking to throw. It's complete to the right. Got enough to move the sticks. 1st down from the 17.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the 1st down.
Sends it back in motion. Looking to throw on 1st down. Got it behind the line. It's Barker. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion. That throw and catch, a really good example of why coaches don't want a quarterback to get stuck on a particular target, isn't it, David?
Yep, that's exactly right. Find the guy who's open because you got so many guys that have so much speed that can do so much damage on the field. Find my matchup, get it to him, let him do the rest.
And that's a really good job by this defense, because remember, when the quarterback runs, now you got an extra blocker, because he's not just handing it off and standing there, and they still did a good job at the point of attack, kind of strung it along and made him run out of bounds.
They'll stick to the ground looking for the marker. They're going to stop him short, and man, we haven't seen a lot of that. This offense has been a machine on third down.
And this team needs more of that, man. This is a really close football game, and you got to get these stops down the stretch and meet the physical challenge of this offense, and they do right there, man. And that's one step closer to getting this football back and maybe making this thing a football game.
Takes a shot as he throws, and it never had a chance. Incomplete.
Great coverage on that fourth down play. Nice job blanketing the receiver out wide. The defense, you could tell, they knew they were going for it. They had a game plan. They get the big stop and turn it over to their offense.
Looking downfield on first down. Grab behind the line. It's Brown. And they get him on the ground, and that'll probably do it for the third quarter. 1 quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic fourth quarter finish. They had a chance to mull things over, and let's see how they start the final period here on second down. Dropping back, it's Manning. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. Bought a little time, lets it go. Finds his man, it's Brown. Tackle was made at the 22, but a nice 10-yard pickup there.
And this quarterback wasn't thinking about taking off and running with that one. He was outside the pocket, but he kept his eyes down the field. He kept reading the coverage. He was surveying to find an open target. Accurate throw, and they get the first down.
Brown has it. There he goes. Really nice job to squirt his way up to the 31-yard line.
We love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Alabama with a multitude of options on second and short. Card in the backfield. It's Edwards. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down.
Well, I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
They've got the screen set up. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
Those screen plays, you really want to sell it, get it to your running back, and get him to the second level. Get him running full head of steam on a safety, on a linebacker. He almost got going, but just got tackled before he could really do any damage.
Plenty of work to do here on second and long. Trying play action. Quarterback floating away from pressure. Got room to work. That's a live ball. Defense scoops it up, and he's headed the other way. Flying down the left side. Touchdown, Hoosiers! How about this defense taking one back to the house? They add on to this lead, and it looks as if they'll be moving to 2-0.
And that's just the guy you want to find that football. The ball's loose. Who do you want to get it? One of your little fast guys. The defensive back picks it up and turns on the afterburners, takes it all the way back for the touchdown.
And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Terrific showdown this week, guys. Let's take a look at what's going on. Old Dominion is in front. They've controlled the line of scrimmage today, but they still have some work to do to put this in the win column. They're up by 4 over Syracuse. We are the eyes and ears of the college football fan, and we've got you covered all day here in studio, guys.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. Looking to scramble. Fires to the wideout. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. I know you want to go to this guy because he's made so many plays for you, but when he's doubled, surely somebody else has a much easier play to make.
And it might not be the stud that he is, right? Like, I might not find another guy that's a baller like him, that's a playmaker, but now I got one-on-one matchups elsewhere that I got to go take advantage of. If they're going to double cover him, I'm going to take advantage of this matchup somewhere else.
Give a lot of credit to the defense on this one. They were able to generate a pass rush, force the quarterback to move off of his spot, and that definitely affected his accuracy. That's a big reason why that throw was incomplete.
Looking downfield, it's Manning. Tackle is made at the 30-yard line, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, the defense needs one more stop. They did a nice job not giving up a first down that last one, but with the lead late like this, one more stop, and they're going to win this game.
On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. Makes the catch. It's Williams. He is stopped short, and they'll turn it over on downs. Just a crushing blow at this point in the game. Great place to start for this offense. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. Not much there on the run. He gets 1 to the 31.
The defense, obviously, at this point is trailing. They need to get the football back. They're expecting run. They know the offense is going to try and bleed the clock, so you got to be good at the point of attack. They were right there. They gave up nothing on that run.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Out of the gun, the inside give. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
Motion from the wideout. Leaves it with the running back. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Ordinarily on 2nd and 10, you might look past, but here you just want to keep that clock moving. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to him. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
Hey, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
They'll try to run. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They already have a comfortable lead, up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th. Unleashes one deep. And he's got it. Touchdown, Indiana. That lead's a little more comfortable now as they close in on a victory here in Week 3.
And with that score, you start to get excited because you can feel the momentum starting off 2-0. I mean, you got to finish this one off, but there's a great chance you're going to. But this season has started just like you've wanted it to. Now just keep climbing. See how high we can get in these rankings.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. To the air. It's Manning. He wants a big play here late. Interception, and things are going from bad to worse. Going the other way, and he's got room. Touchdown, Hoosiers! And what a turn of events as this defense gets the pick six. No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead.
How about a game-changing play for this defense? Stepping in front of the football and knowing what to do with it, taking it all the way to the end zone.
And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Here comes that Alabama offense. This offense has pretty much been stuck in the mud the entire game. It's been a frustrating performance, Jesse.
Yeah, and listen, you can't be hanging your head just yet. This game's not over. This coaching staff is still evaluating their players. So if you're on the field right now, you've got to finish this game. You've got to try to prove something to them.
Well, the game is over, to be clear. They're not coming back. But I hear what you're saying. Keep fighting. Keep showing your coaches it matters. And maybe find something positive here late that you can build on for the weeks to come.
That's just a very easy, comfortable throw for the quarterback. He knows he has his big target, the tight end, running across the field on the drag. Nice play.
Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. Got out of trouble, got rid of it. It's picked off, and another empty drive. That's the way this defense wanted to wrap it up. Make a play themselves, finish off the game, and the offense can kneel it out from here. And with things in their favor on the scoreboard, the quarterback's favorite play in the playbook. The old kneel down from victory formation. I know both of these teams were ranked, guys, but it really seemed as if they weren't on the same level in this game.
I think that was a pretty good statement game for these guys. I mean, you're ranked higher, you're more talented. A lot of people point to this game, possible upset, 2 really good teams. Jesse, they made it clear. There's only one really good team. It was them. They were the favorite, and they just made a point of it.
You're right. Not all ranked teams are created equal. One of these teams is a college football playoff contender. The other simply is not, and that demonstrated itself today. The higher-ranked team is a team with national championship aspirations. They've got so much talent. They look good today.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.